That game-winning drive, just what is it like to see that kind of come together after an up and down day like that?
Yeah, good to see, for sure. We've had games play out different ways, this season, and this one, we knew it was going to be a competitive game. They're a good football team, and a good defense over there. So, it came down to the fourth quarter, and good to see us be able to execute in that situation, go down and score, and then great stop by the defense there at the end.
You mentioned earlier this week that this is an unconventional defense, a little bit with their looks and stuff. What led you to trust everything so much on the last two drives?
I think you still try to see it and recognize what they're playing and where the spots are in certain coverages, and there's traditional parts of that, and there's some unique stuff they do too. So you try to recognize it and still play fast, play with conviction, and throw it with conviction. So try to do that. Our guys made some big time plays.
Was there anything different you had to do to prepare for this? Even leading up to the night before, or was it just kind of the same as you've done in weeks past?
I think the process is largely the same, and kind of how you go about it. I think some of the communication and how you're communicating the wideouts or preparing yourself to get through certain reads, and some of that preparation is unique as it is with any team, and kind of dependent on what you're going up against that week.
With complementary football, would you rather have the ball in your hands to win it, or after doing that, have to rely on your defense?
Well, I think you always want the ball in your hands with a chance to win the game. I think that's what we all prepare for and want, especially as a quarterback. You want the ball in your hands to go down and win it, for sure. But I'm not going to complain if the defense stops them and we
but you're not
get a
control
first down.
You have no control over it.
That's true. Yeah.
Daniel, Shane's talked a lot about your work habits this season. I wonder how that's evolved over your career. Is it more than it was earlier in your career? Have you learned to do it different ways? How has that evolved?
I think you just get better at it and more efficient with it. I think I've always spent a lot of time with it. I don't really do too much besides this stuff, so it's always been like that. But I think you get better at what's important or what's key in this situation, or what's critical that we communicate this week, or what's critical that the wideout knows this certain look and have an answer for that, and then communication with Shane, in the same way. It's like if we get a certain look, I'm thinking this. What are you thinking? And making sure we're on the same page that way. So I think the time and effort has been consistent, but you get better at it. You get more efficient in what exactly you're doing and how you're spending your time.
You said you don't do a whole lot else. Has it always been like that? When did it start to become outside hobbies? I bet you had none during the season. You said it, not me. You said it, not me.
I don't think a lot of guys during the season, have a ton of hobbies. That's just the nature of it, kind of the way it works in this business. But yeah, pretty much always been that way in the season.
Going back to that, you were on the Fits and Wits podcast recently. You mentioned how much you learned when you were in Minnesota. How did that kind of help just your process overall, seeing those guys work and how you were very complimentary of those guys?
Yeah, I think just the level of detail that they operated under. I think just so specific about what looks we're getting this week. Where's the answer? How do we recognize it? How do we walk through it? How do we prepare to see it? Having quick answers on what if this happens, what if that happens. All the situations that could come up in a game. They were, KO, Grant, Josh, and then Sam, and all the quarterbacks were constantly quizzing each other and checking and making sure that they're ready to go for whatever the defense could do.
Shane talked just now about how before the game he was kind of trying to get everybody refocused. A lot happened with Anthony and Mooney and so forth. What was that like? That's not your everyday situation, obviously.
Yeah, it was kind of a whirlwind. I was out on the field when I heard about Anthony, obviously thinking about him and hoping he recovers well. Kind of a freak situation there, but Yeah, I think obviously you're concerned for your teammates, Mooney as well, and hoping they're all right. But you understand there's a job to do, and you gotta go out and play and get ready to go.
Feels like in a lot of third down to kind of have it situations. You've looked for Josh. What has he done to earn your trust in those spots?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just a really smart football player. Someone who's gonna make the right decision, fill his space, and get there. And I think we have a lot of guys who do that. So Josh has come up big in a lot of those situations, but I have a lot of trust and confidence in all our guys in those situations.
Daniel, you guys have had dominant wins, but for this one to come down in the fourth quarter and come out on top against a really good defense like Arizona, what does that say about where this team is at, skill-wise, and just looking forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, resilient. I think that obviously the game moved back and forth. It wasn't the cleanest the whole time, and we certainly made some mistakes here and there. And playing against a good team that's going to, force you to execute and play well. I thought just mentally the fact we were able to kind of come down and execute down the stretch and make sure we were at our best when we needed to be. I think that goes a long way. So the skill, you asked about the skill. I think we're very confident in our ability and who we have on the field, and good to see us, kind of stay resilient, mentally in that situation.
You take us to the interception. Were you just a little surprised the linebacker was able to get up that high?
Yeah. I mean, I think thought I could get it over him to Mo on that play, and he made a great play. I go back and look at it and make sure I'm taking care of the ball.